If you want to change people's obedience, then you must change their imagination. It is always possible to argue against an interpretation, to confront interpretations, to arbitrate between them, and to seek for an agreement, even if this agreement remains beyond our reach. On a cosmic scale, our life is insignificant. Yet this brief period when we appear in the world is the time in which all meaningful questions arise. Man is this plural and collective unity in which the unity of destination and the differences of destinies are to be understood through each other. The moral law commands us to make the highest possible good in a world the final object of all our conduct. Time becomes human time to the extent that it is organized after the manner of a narrative. Narrative identity takes part in the story's movement, in the dialectic between order and disorder. The logic of validation allows us to move between the two limits of dogmatism and skepticism. The narrative constructs the identity of the character, what can be called his or her narrative identity. In constructing that of the story told, it is the identity of the story that makes the identity of the character. If it is true that there is always more than one way of construing a text, it is not true that all interpretations are equal. The spectacle is at the same time the mirage of self in the mirror of things. Testimony demands to be interpreted because of the dialectic of meaning and event that traverses it. If the resurrection is resurrection from the dead, all hope and freedom are in spite of death. The dictionary contains no metaphors. Wisdom finds its literary expression in wisdom literature. Hope, insofar as it is hope of resurrection, is the living contradiction of what it proceeds from and what is placed under the sign of the cross and death. This is perhaps the most profound meaning of the book of Job, the best example of wisdom. We are not capable of producing a concept of time that is at once cosmological, biological, historical, and individual. To put it in a few words, the true malice of man appears only in the state and in the church as institutions of gathering together, of recapitulation, of totalization. Ordinary language carries with it conditions of meaning which it is easy to recognize by classifying the contexts in which the expression is employed in a meaningful manner. But myth is something else than an explanation of the world, of history, and of destiny. Testimony gives something to be interpreted. Myth expresses in terms of the world, that is, of the other world or the second world, the understanding that man has of himself in relation to the foundation and the limit of his existence.